Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you and welcome to my second video for September 2023 Kitaholic Kits. Of course, I'm working on my sketches throughout this month, helping my mojo kick back into gear. And I want to do this frame sketch that again was inspired by the frame type paper. So one of the papers that is in this month's kit is just all frames with gorgeous summer embellishments, and I really wanted to fussy cut them out and have this sort of framed background. So off camera I've gone ahead and cut a heap of them out. Some I've left with the middles in, and some I'm going to go ahead and cut those out just to add texture and a little bit of interest. It didn't need a lot because it ends up that there's quite a bit going on in this particular layout by the time I add my circular element. So I had to get a little bit creative. I knew I wanted to add the circle as per the sketch. What I didn't know was how I was going to do it. So it could have been stitched, it could have been mixed media. There were various ways that I thought about doing the circle. And while off camera I had been scrolling through TikTok, I've seen this technique where artists use a spatula and they make these kind of, I don't know whether you'd call them petals for a flower or leaves, but it was a technique that I wanted to have a go at, and I wanted to do it with scrapbooking. So I decided that I was going to use the glitter paste and a spatula and make my circular background with these hand-drawn or hand added, I don't even know how to describe it. You're gonna have to watch the video because it's the only way I can really explain how this comes about. And I'm using my very technical tool to outline my circle, which is of course a dinner plate, because it gives me the perfect size. You know, sometimes I want a small circle and sometimes I want a bigger circle. In this case, I wanted that bigger circle. And so that's why I'm going ahead and using my dinner plate. Now, I'm not going to show you this whole process, but as you can see, I'm basically just a little bit of paste on the spatula, and I'm just pressing the paste around the circle and then just dragging my spatula back a little bit. It turned out to be quite a labor of love because there's a lot of moving the page and turning, and the spatula goes around and around and around, but it's really cool. I definitely like how it finished in the end, and I think it looks interesting and definitely something different, something I haven't done on a layout before. So I'm quite pleased with the outcome. The only thing that I'm not quite pleased with when I'm looking at it as I'm creating is that it doesn't look like it's part of the layout. It looks like just it's on top. So that paste is over everything else in the background. And so what I decide to do is cut a few more of those frames and start to layer them a little bit more with some foam padding underneath. So just to add a little bit more of that. So I've got frame background, then I've got glitter paste, then I've got more frames, and I think this really just brings it all together and ties it all into each layer of the elements. So definitely much happier once those frames are added. I've got my little floral cluster over to the right with the Best Life title. I've got some little stickers that I'm going to add, but essentially because this was quite busy with frames and mixed media, I decided to keep it quite simple with the embellishing. So that is my second share for the month. I hope that you enjoyed that, and of course I would love if you try this little technique with your spatula and some form of paste. And of course, if you do, please ensure that you share, either tag me on Facebook or have a go at it. I love to see what you guys are creating. So happy scrapping, thanks for watching. Please make sure you've checked out Kitaholic Kits and hit that little subscribe button.